Did you know that using the wrong words in English can cost you a job or even a friendship? Yes. Sounding too direct or informal at the wrong time could make or break your reputation. Don't worry, by the end of this episode, you would know exactly how to sound polite and professional in English no matter the situation. Hello and welcome to Learn English with Ruth podcast, the show that helps you sharpen your English skills for success at work and beyond. I am Ruth and this is episode 18. Now, if you're lost, don't be. I'm currently running a business English series where I'm helping you improve your business English vocabulary. We started at episode 13, this is 18, and we've got like 13 more to go because the series is supposed to run from episodes 13 through 30. Have you ever felt like someone misunderstood you because your English sounded too blunt or rude even though that wasn't your intention? This happens more than you think, and the truth is, English has formal and informal forms, and mastering polite language is a key part of effective communication, especially in the business and academic settings. And so today, I will show you 7 powerful ways to sound more polite. And trust me, these tips will instantly upgrade your speaking skills. Because let's face it, we've all been there. Picture this, you're at work and you need a colleague to finish a task quickly. And you say, finish the presentation. And suddenly they frown or look annoyed. Or maybe you are at a cafe with a friend and you say, I want the stapler. And you notice a brief awkward pause. The problem is not what you said, but how you said it. In English, being too direct can come off as demanding or even rude, especially in the professional setting or with people you don't know well. I remember a friend of mine, Anna, who told her boss, give me the report now. She didn't mean to sound harsh. She just didn't know a more polite way to ask. And her boss, however, was taken aback, like, why wouldn't he? If your employee comes to your office and says, give me your car keys now, no matter the intention, the tone says it all, like, are you ordering me or something? Like, are you serious? Now, my friend later asked me why her words seemed offensive. The problem was the tone. So here's the thing. Small tweaks in your language can make a huge difference. And that's why I want to walk you through the 7 strategies to soften your tone and sound polite. The first strategy is to turn a command into a question, which will immediately make it sound more friendly and respectful. So instead of saying, give me the report now, sounds like a command, you could say, can I have the report now? Or can I have the report? Or can you please give me the report? So it's a question and it softens the blow and makes it sound more friendly and respectful. Now in the workplace, respect is very important, and I am averse to every form of disrespect in the workplace. Like, I could totally leave a job because of disrespect, right? So this is a quick aside. I have had experiences where, employees were treated very disrespectfully, and then the environment was very toxic, where you were told you're not enough. Now, many times people don't have to say you're not enough. They can act you're not enough, right? So very low expectations of you, and that is really off-putting. Oh my god, I could absolutely quit a job if I feel the environment is toxic, and if I see that maybe I'm not appreciated, if I'm disrespected, if I'm shouted on like a 5-year-old child, not just once actually, but again and again and again. Maybe every day I go to work and I come back feeling like I am the worst person in the world. I could be like, okay, I'm not doing this no more because my mental health is important. You get the point? Have you ever been in a workplace where the environment was very hostile and there was a lot of disrespect? How did you handle it? You could send me a voice note or you could leave a comment. I would like to really know. The second strategy is to use softer language. So instead of saying meet me at 12 o'clock, you could say meet me around lunchtime. So you exchange 12 o'clock with lunchtime. Now, using approximate terms like around or about makes the request feel less rigid, because if you're like meeting by 12 o'clock, the person's like, oh my god, 12 o'clock. Okay, so the next one is you could add more explanation, giving more context and showing empathy. Let me give an example. If I say the buyer is coming tomorrow, so I'd like you to finish the presentation by then, it gives more context and explanation to the person. Now you might be like, oh, I don't think I need to give an explanation, but you actually do, because the person might just need that for this extra push or motivation to finish the task. So instead of blurting out, finish the presentation by tomorrow, or you're dead. I'm kidding about the last part. You could just say, the buyer is coming in tomorrow, so I'd really love you to finish the presentation by then. This explains the importance and then add context and shows empathy. This leads me to the next strategy, using modal verbs like would, could, and might. This makes your request sound more polite and less forceful. For example, if I say, can I get a glass of water please? It sounds like an order. It sounds like rude in a way, like, can I get a glass of water? It sounds rude, like you're there to get it. But if you say, could you give me a glass of water please? Sounds more polite and less forceful. Now the next one is very important, because when you're in a workplace, things could go wrong. And when things go wrong, many times your boss or your employer is looking for someone to blame, like someone has to take the blame. And this next strategy would help you to shift the focus from the person to the action, and then it will reduce the chance of sounding accusatory. Now, I'm not saying you should lie. I'm just saying that many times, instead of saying, Jonathan gave me the wrong information, you could say, I was given the wrong information, sir. James did not send the email. The email was not sent. Really, it just reduces that accusatory tone. Many times you might not want to put your colleague on the spot, because what goes around comes around, and the next time it might be your turn, and because you showed no mercy will be shown you. That is it. The next one is to switch to the past tense. So instead of saying, do you want coffee? You could say, did you want any more coffee? So this will soften your words and make them sound more considerate and less abrupt. Now the next strategy is to use polite phrases. I think this is the chief of all. Using polite phrases instead of sounding very blunt and curt, because we are human beings and we are people of emotions to a level, and so how you say something is really important. For example, instead of saying this is wrong, you could say this could use some improvement, or this could use some more improvement. The first one just states the problem, like this is wrong, but the second one, this could use some more improvement, states that there have been improvement, but there needs to be more improvement. Do you understand the point? Like, it gives feedback without sounding harsh. Instead of saying your hair looks like rubbish, you could say, I love your hair, however I think you should just brush it a little bit. Like, gives feedback without sounding like, permit me to say, an arse. By making these small adjustments, you notice a shift in how people respond to you. You sound more respectful, professional, and approachable. All essential qualities for building strong relationships at work or school. And here is a pro tip that you wouldn't want to miss. Pay attention to how native speakers use polite English in movies, TV shows, or real life conversations. Shows like The Office or The King's Speech are great for picking up formal and informal language cues. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Learn English with Ruth podcast so that you never miss an episode. Share this with a friend or colleague who is also learning business English, and let's grow the community together. Also, I want to hear from you. So send me a message, a voice message, or a comment answering the question, what's one polite English phrase you've learned recently? Let's keep the conversation going. And until next time, keep practicing and keep growing. This is Ruth, and I will see you in episode 19. Bye guys.